Do I need to hit the content warning for this one too? A family feels unsafe because of what one of their neighbors has spray painted on their own house.
Says they feel targeted by a racial slur that was written on a neighbor's house. Fox 12's So Young Kim spoke with the family, who says this isn't the first time they've dealt with this neighbor. She joins us now live from West Linn with more on this story.
I have not watched this. I've not read this story. I bet the neighbor that is employing the racial slur, I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere in this story, if we're like taking a look at her house or something, we're going to discover she's a Trump supporter. It just makes perfect sense.
So Young.
Nora, the racial slur was written on a house down the road here on Sunset Avenue. The family who feels it was directed towards them says not enough is being done to keep them safe. The Channel family says they've lived in West Linn for decades.
We've been there, I think, almost 22 years now, coming up in the new year. I love West Linn, have some great friends.
But they say they've been having issues with one particular neighbor.
Oh, West Linn, I don't know what state this is in. Oregon. This is West Linn, Oregon.
For several years.
We've been calling the police because of just escalating behavior, whether it's the screaming day in, day out. I mean, the breaking her own windows.
Andre spoke with us while traveling outside of the country. He says he received a disturbing call from another neighbor on Christmas Day.
And he was like, hey, just want to let you know, your neighbor wrote the N-word all across her house. This is the crossing the line point. This is new.
West Linn police say they responded to this bias incident and say they painted over the...
Okay, who, like the editor at the news station, use like the blur tool on probably not Photoshop. And that is a horrible way to blur that out. Ma'am, you should have created a new layer and applied a Gaussian blur. You can then mask it out. You can then bring it down. I've applied for jobs as executive producer at TV station. I've said this, like, I would be a great executive producer, deciding what's going to go on the air, as well as helping teach reporters how to use the equipment, how to edit. I'm sorry. I'm getting off topic here. This is a horrible story about a family being targeted by racism.
I just want to let you know.
Simp, good evening.
Your neighbor wrote the N-word all across her house. This is the crossing the line point. This is new.
West Linn police say they responded to this bias incident and say they painted over the racist language. The Channel family says they feel targeted and they hope police can do more to help.
When you're telling us someone is a danger to themselves, now you're telling us that they're also a danger to others.
So far, they say they haven't seen any results from investigators.
It seems like we keep getting the runaround in regards to there's a process to this, there's a process to that. My daughters, shouldn't have to worry about being at home wondering if what's going to happen next.
It looks like a quaint little neighborhood.
Tries to remain positive and says it won't ruin his love for his neighborhood.
I'm not going to let one person force me out of a neighborhood in a city that I love. We should be able to come home and feel safe, period.
I don't understand what the fuck.
Ongoing and ask anyone with information to contact police. Live in West Linn, So Young Kim, Fox 12.
What good does it do them to spray paint a racial slur on their own goddamn house? That doesn't make any fucking sense.